Hello everyone. So my name's SudoTrainer. I'm gonna be speedrunning Pokemon Yellow any percent glitchless today. So the previous run was full of glitches and super fast and really cool. So there's a lot of the runs today have been any percents where we just have a lot of glitches and a lot of cool tricks through the whole thing. Oh. Put down in chat, Sudo, when do you want the timer to start? So, the timer will start, I'll give you a countdown, and it's basically when I hit new game. So, if you're ready, I'm, basically ready to start whenever. So, yeah, so, the last run was super full of glitches. This is a glitchless any percent category. We're gonna be here for a tiny bit. So, feel free to grab a drink, sit down for the long haul. It's gonna be a really fun run full of a lot of stuff. So, without further ado, I'm gonna start counting down. So in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Professor Oak, and this next thing here, this is a Pikachu. Many of you might know who. I'm sorry, guys. I must have my alerts somewhere. Give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea where they're coming from, actually. Okay, let me fix that here. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry again, guys. Give me a second. I have no idea where they're coming from. Alright. That's a lot of stuff. I don't know how to stop them. 1 second here, guys. Sorry about this. I'm trying to, like, stop all alerts here. Okay, so hopefully... Why is this still happening, though? Oh my gosh. I have no idea how to stop them. Sorry, guys. So, I'm gonna play with muted audio while I try to figure this out. So, 1 second here. Why is this happening? Okay, so I need to figure this out. Oh god, this is so annoying. I'm sorry, guys. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. We'll have audio back in a moment here, guys. So, in the meantime, we're just gonna be getting a Pikachu and doing the first fight here. Okay, so we are gonna just turn off all alerts. How about that? Okay, so, okay. So, that looks like, maybe we did it? Okay. So we'll have to wait and see here. Sorry about that again, guys. I'm gonna turn on my audio here again. So this first fight's kind of really important to win. So the fact that we won it was actually really good. Long story short, this game really kind of depends on having a good route because it's so optimized. Okay. I know he told me. And I thought I turned him off, but apparently I didn't. Because, like, sorry guys about all that. So thank you to everyone who might have dropped me a follow or anything. Apparently I have alerts on even after I close the application. I don't know how that's possible, but we're just gonna keep rolling with it. So again, sorry for all the noise. I'm gonna just try to skip the alerts if they pop up, because I don't know how to get them rid of them if this doesn't work. So anyways, so back to the run. So the beginning here is going to basically be a lot like a casual playthrough. And I say casual playthrough, but I also said this is a glitchless run, right? And that kind of implies we're not going to be doing anything super cool, right? It's just going to be a boring playthrough. There's two things I'm going to promise you. For one, we're going to be doing things that you're not really going to think is boring, and we're going to be going super fast. So, this is going to be very different from just the casual playthrough. So at the beginning here, it's just like any tutorial of any game. We kind of have to just go through the basics. So we're going to be doing some things we have to do for the story, which is just getting a Pikachu and walking up and down this route twice. So at this point in the game, we only have the Pikachu as our starter. This game, the reason why it's different from like Red and Blue is we're going to start this game with a Pikachu instead of Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. And that is supposed to basically make the game a little bit harder. The gym leaders got slightly buffed. There's a few additional trainers that are only in yellow. But in all reality, it's not that much, it's not that much different from Red and Blue. There's a few things that only happen in Red and Blue as like a speedrunning game, like kind of tricks and exploits. But if you watch the two games side by side, they're pretty similar. So, one thing I kind of haven't explained yet is there's going to be a lot of text in this game, because it's an RPG. So, in this game, we have to mash with 2 buttons, when we are, clearing text. And that's because, this being such an old game, we have, what's called single input lag. So, after I hit the button A, the game won't take another A press for so many frames. And that can, obviously slow us down, so we have to, use both A and B to mash. And there's this kind of rhythm you have to do it in, otherwise you're gonna be, kind of making yourself constantly hit that input lag by, like, pressing them too fast. So it's kind of funny, like, if you watch someone play this game, they're mashing, like, kind of slowly, actually. Like, it's this, like, small constant rhythm between 2 thumbs. So, if anyone out there really loves Pikachu, I'm very sorry, this run is not for you. We're gonna barely use Pikachu. He's just kind of here at the start. Yeah, that was a 2 encounter, well, that was a 3 encounter on the way up, and then 2 more, so we're at 5 encounters. That's pretty, bad, actually, for this point in the game. Since this is Pokemon, there's gonna be a lot of RNG. We can kind of deal with a lot of it. What Pokemon routing winds up being a lot of is, knowing the stats behind this game, and just kind of calculating percentages. So there's a lot of luck that is gonna come into this game, but we kind of can expect a lot of it. So we're gonna be doing something really strange here, and some of you are gonna call me a cheater, and that's okay. We're gonna come to the spot, and we're gonna save the game, and we're gonna reset. So I'm doing what's called RNG manipulation. There's gonna be plenty of time to explain it, but basically, we are going to be able to reset this game, press buttons perfectly, and we're going to be able to get a perfect Nidoran. I'm going to focus on this really quick. That should be it. I might be 1 frame late. We'll have to see. Nice! We got the yellow ball. So, we just did RNG manipulation in this game, and it's not over yet. We could have gotten super unlucky, but I've done everything perfectly in this run so far, actually. So, I'm going to swap these Pokemon, and we're going to check the stats. Yes! We did it! Okay. So, there's a lot that happened here. It's okay. Do not leave. I will explain a lot of this. So, the first thing I want to talk about is what RNG manipulation is, okay? So, basically, and this is true for all computers, when you turn off this game and you start it up again, as long as like everything is the same between like each run, like we have the same Pokemon and everything like that, the parameters are the same, we can do the same button presses to make sure we get the same outcome. So that's just kind of how computers work. It's called being deterministic. So as long as all your parameters across the board are at least roughly the same each time, the computer will always do the same thing. Because that's how computers work. They're just programmed to do what they're told. So we're having a pretty bad fight right now, actually. You'll probably hear that a couple of times in this run. So we saved and reset, and we did this thing called RNG manipulation. Well, what does that even do for us? Well, the first thing it does for us is, I have to heal here, so give me one moment. The first thing it does for us is, we're able to get a Nidoran in that tile 100%. So in this game, Nidorans are kind of rare to find. So, even if we just had Manip to get a Nidoran, and it was even like an okay Nidoran, we would probably still use that Manip. Because Nidorans, I think, are only about 10% chance to be found in yellow. So that's super low chance, and we're not going to want to spend our time trying to find a Nidoran. So instead, we're going to first manip the encounter of the Nidoran. The next thing that happens when we RNG manip is we can not only manip the Nidoran to appear, we can manip what kind of stats it has. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what this Nidoran stats is, but all you have to know is it has perfect attack and almost near perfect speed, which winds up mattering a lot in this run. So we can get a near godlike Nidoran each run. And then the last thing that we can do with RNG manipulation at the start here is, you saw that I didn't even have to attack it. I just threw a ball, and it went in the ball, like, right away. It's only 30% chance to go in the ball before you attack it. So that was also RNG manip. We, manipped it to go in the ball, we manipped a perfect Nidoran, and we manipped a rare encounter. So that's kind of what a lot of Pokemon speedrunning is at this point. It's a lot of RNG manipulation, a lot of math, and it's a lot of fun. So right now, you'll see I'm kind of fighting trainers, and I don't have to technically fight a lot of these trainers. We're kind of doing it because... One second here. We're kind of doing it... I got super unlucky. This is the one turn if he hardens, it gets really annoying, but it's fine. We'll make it through this. I've had this happen in so many runs. If we get a critical, though, it's super great. So let's see if we're lucky. Every run is the same. Yes, but no. A lot of the starts kind of wind up being the same because of RNG manipulation. But we can't manip in fights. That's like the key thing between this and a lot of NES games that you might hear RNG manipulation for. So I'm gonna RNG manip one more thing. So this RNG manipulation is to get through this forest with no encounters, and we're gonna get a Pidgey to appear for us. We need the Pidgey to learn Fly later, and the fact that we can get through it with no encounters is also a really nice upside. Because Pidgey's only like 30% chance to appear in this forest before Manips. So being able to hit that is really nice. Oh, I messed it up, so we're gonna attack it. So I messed up the yellow ball. I was no! That's like the worst case scenario. Oh my god. Okay, so we criticaled the Pidgey after we messed up. It's okay. I know the backup because I've looked into this game quite a bit, getting ready for this marathon. So there's a backup. No one panic. We did just kill the Pidgey though. So I guess everyone panic, call your friends, runs over. It's never gonna make it now. So I'm gonna switch to tackling here, even though tackle's probably not gonna kill. Yeah, so let's hope for a random Pidgey encounter. That'd be super nice. Oh man, we got perfect HP for Brock, actually. Rip the Pidgey. Panic mode, YOLO drill. Okay, so let's hope this is a Pidgey. Yes, it's a Pidgey. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so I'm gonna tackle it because we can't really waste any more horn attacks, and it gets it to roughly half HP. Okay, this Pidgey wants to kill me. Alright, cool. We got a Pidgey, everything's fine. Just no one clip it, no one think about what just happened. This is the intended way I was supposed to run this game right now. Oh no! Okay, so Pidgeotto's a 1% chance to appear, and I should be able to run away, but if you find him early on, that's like super unlucky. Anyways, so back to the run. We were able to get through this forest with RNG manipulation without a counter and make the Pidgey appear. And now, we're basically going to just roll up to Brock's gym and beat him as fast as we possibly can. And a lot of people kind of ask, why do we pick Nidoran? Nidoran is going to be the Pokemon we're going to use for the rest of the run, actually. And some people ask, like, why do we pick Nidoran? Because there's other options to beat Brock, right? The obvious reason we pick Nidoran is we need a Pokemon to beat Brock, right? And there's other options. We could catch a Caterpie and evolve it all the way up to a Butterfree. We're not going to do that. That would be super slow. We need Pidgey so much because we need a Pokemon that can fly. Fly in this game is basically fast travel. And since this is a speedrun, not having fly in order to hop to towns we've been to before would probably increase this run by about 6 minutes. No, you're totally fine, Kiki. I will explain everything about this game. I love it, man. Okay. So, why do we pick Nidoran? We could catch a Butterfree, that'd just be super slow, we'd have to level it up. And the other thing we could do is catch a Mankey. A lot of people say, why don't you just catch Mankey? Like, Mankey's a really good Pokemon. And you're right, Mankey is a good Pokemon. But he's actually slower than Nidoran. He requires so much experience to get him to, like, be able to fight Brock, actually. So he can't even beat Brock fast, and he just kind of falls off later in the game for, speed. So I'm healing up. I might be super low on potions, but if everything works out, we should probably not need any more potions. And if we do, don't worry, I'll handle it. So we're super low on horn attacks, but that's fine. So Brock here is kind of the first wall in this game. Up till this point, we've had like kind of some bad fights now and again that can waste time. Brock can literally waste you like over minutes. So his second Pokemon's an Onix, and he has a move that will prevent me from doing anything at all. It's just straight time waste, and it does damage to me. So we're gonna leer him twice so we can kill him quickly. And he used Bide, so this is the best case scenario. So I'll explain Bide as this happens, okay? So notice how he's not doing anything. This turn, he's going to deal 18 damage to me. And the reason I know he's going to deal 18 damage to me is because what Bide does is it makes him sit there, and then he'll deal the damage we did back to him. So the reason we leered is for one, to kind of kill him a little faster, but then also, we're not hurting ourselves in the end. So we can get super lucky and get the Bide, and then we can 100% live that fight without getting that move I was talking about called Wrap, where it would basically just cost us minutes sometimes. So that was really good luck. We're on a really good start right now. To put the run into perspective, we donated, we donated. Alan's gonna donate $5 if I beat 201.58. Okay, I'm going for it. We're gonna do it. So, to put this in perspective, we beat Brock at about 18 minutes, and for a run that's gonna that we're shooting for about like a 203, 205, that's completely on pace. So we're on really good pace. And you'll notice I'm pretty low on health during this fight. That's totally intentional. Don't worry about that health whatsoever right now. We're probably going to have to heal in this fight, but I wanted to kind of show one mechanic in this game. Perfect. We're doing really good on health right now. So, when I leveled up there in Red Bar, you might have noticed that that jingle was playing. The level up sound, right? It was all cool, everyone enjoyed it, we all had a blast listening to it, right? Well, that is especially good in Pokemon because that jingle, when it plays, basically prevents other things from happening. So normally when you level up, you have to sit there and listen to this jingle for like a couple seconds, and it's just a waste of time. But if we're in Red Bar, the way that this game works is it literally can't pause the game because that first moment of blinking is considered to be like a bigger priority than the level up jingle. Ooh, that's a good critical actually. So the game's like trying to play both jingles at once, the level up song and the blinking sound. But because the blinking sound is so much more important to the game, it just stops the level up sound and then we can mash through it. So that's actually a major mechanic in Pokemon Red and Blue speedrunning because it's so much more powerful. Basically, that blinking sound prevents like all other sounds from happening. Like if a Pokemon's cry's happening, it skips it completely. You can just mash through fights very quick. Yellow, they kind of fixed it, so it's not as big of a deal, but we're still going to utilize it to go very fast in this run. So by this point in the game, you can kind of start seeing why Nidoran is such a good Pokemon to speedrun this game with. He's 1 to 2 shotting Pokemon at this point. Basically because he's just gotten the experience we need and we've manipulated him to have such good stats. So he levels up very quickly and we can get him to a pretty quick point early on in the run. So I'm going to use Double Kick here. We'll come back to why I'm using Double Kick in a little bit. But anyways, back to Nidoran and why he's so great. Another reason Nidoran is so good for speedrunning versus something like a Mankey. Does anyone remember what level Nidoran evolves at? Anyone? Well, let's see here. What level are we? 16. And we start evolving. Now, normally this isn't a big deal, right? Like, a lot of Pokemon evolve at level 16. Like, if I pick Charmander, he'd evolve at level 16. I can't pick Charmander, obviously, but if, like, we had Charmander, he'd be level 16. It'd be great. But, it's really good for Nidorino, because, let's just say that this is, if I do everything right, this is the only time you'll see Nidorino in the entire game, so enjoy him while you can. So, what I was kind of alluding to before is that sometimes we want to use Double Kick. Like, this is an instance where using Double Kick is really good. Oh, I missed it. So Double Kick is faster if it kills it in one kick. And here's the reason why. This game, even though we turned off animations, still has animations playing. So every single move can have 2 types of animations. There's flash and there's a shake animation. And the shake animation is 0.7 seconds faster than the shake animation. I'll point them out when they come back up into this run, but we're going to be using the right move at the right time just to avoid as many flash animations as we can. So everyone who loves Pikachu, I'm sorry, it's your time to be sad right here. We need to deposit Pikachu. And part of the reason why is because we're going to be doing a really complex RNG manipulation in just one moment. And if we had Pikachu, we're basically walking around with an RNG, like, machine. He just wrecks RNG. So, we're going to save here, and we're going to reset for the final instance of RNG manipulation in the whole run. And yep, we skipped the Magikarp, he's not worth it. Why do you talk behind Oak? Go read the wiki on the speedrunning websites if you want to know why. There's a very good reason. But the realistic reason why we go behind Oak is, it moves the screen up and the rival takes less steps. And the rival is super slow. So this is called, Moon Manip, or Moonit for short. And if I do everything right, I promise you won't see a single Zubat. And we have to get lucky, actually. But, for the most part, we are going to be Zubatless. Whoops. This is fine, though. I've done this one before. This doesn't mess with the RNG manip. I took a wrong step, but I fixed it. Don't worry. I don't know why that one still works, but it doesn't affect the RNG manipulation at all. So, basically what I'm doing here is I'm walking a very specific path and I'm hitting A presses and opening up and closing my menu. All we're doing here is we're lagging the game just enough to avoid encounters. And did we do it? We did it. We got RNG manip in a marathon. Yeah, RNG manipulation is not a glitch, because basically the difference is, the difference between RNG manipulation and a glitch is, glitches have to somehow call outside code, or, like, change the state of the game in some way. So if you think of a wrong warp, you're changing the state of the game to think that you're in one area of the game and not another. RNG manipulation is completely different. Instead of changing the game, we just know where the game is at. So the game is running completely as intended. We're just able to know exactly what's gonna happen because we've done it enough. It's kind of the same, like, methodology behind, like, if you play a game enough and you start noticing bosses' attack patterns, that is exactly the same thing. It's an oversight in the game that is not a glitch because nothing unintended in the code is actually happening. It's functioning completely normal. And if you think that's a glitch, you're gonna be really mad at me later. We're going to be doing something that was kind of highly contested later on. Earlier on in the run, whether it was a glitch or not. So, at this point, we can't RNG manip it, but luckily, we didn't get a Zubat, so my promise is still here. Okay, let's hope. I not wanting to kill what? Okay, I'm super confused. Good. If you want to run yellow, honestly, it's a super fun speedrunning game. There's a speedrunning Discord out there. It's super nice. The community is super helpful. I've only been speedrunning this game for 3 months, actually. I'm currently I'm tied for 14th with a guy named Juan Lee Ways. I believe he's here in chat. But I've absolutely loved every moment of speedrunning this. It's been a blast. So if you're interested in it, please go to the speedruns.com page, find a guide, find a Discord, message me in the middle of the night, I'll reply, because I absolutely love this game, and I really wish some more people would consider Pokemon speedrunning for a speedrun game, because there's a lot to it. There's a lot of fun tricks you can do, but at the same time, this shouldn't kill in double kick. I should have tackled here or horn attack, but it's fine. In the glitch Pokemon Yellow, you can end the game by passing through the door. Yes, so you can end this game in under a minute, and that's done using save corruption. And a quick story about save corruption: I've actually done it in a real glitchless category. It's very easy to do. Basically, the game is just so old that if you can find ways to mess around with the memory of the game, you can do some very unintended stuff like warping or catching Mew. This game has so many things that can just happen. It's really interesting. I'm trying to get caught up in chat, sorry. Yeah, I'm glad. I love these Pokemon games, guys. They're so much fun, and like, even today, I think they're just a blast to play. So I'm gonna save here. Not really because I'm afraid of dying. Not because I'm really afraid of dying. The reason I'm saving is because if I don't do that, and we die somehow to like a really random, like, critical or Gen 1 miss. Hey, thanks for the good luck, iTower TV. I really appreciate it. We would go back to pre-Moonip, so I'm basically just saving as marathon safety. There's really little chance of me to die, other than gym leader fights are pretty scary, and we're going to be saving for those. So this fight is actually the worst fight in the game. As you can see, I'm glad I saved, because we're at very low health right now. Top runners play it out, blah, blah, blah. Imagine someone replying about route up. Okay. Okay, 1 second here. So this is the reason why, oh my god. Alright, we're gonna be doing something, possibly after this fight. So don't panic, I know what I'm doing. It's okay, guys. That blinking's a good thing. Look at this. We're gonna, like, kill everything very quickly. It's awesome. At some point in time, I'm going to run XT Gale of Darkness and Coliseum back. That sounds so much fun, actually. I've never even played XD. I've heard it's great. I really want to give it a shot, but I know this game well enough that I'm gonna keep going. Partially because I saved. I was thinking about going to the Pokemon Center, but there's very little chance of dying, honestly. So we saved, that's our backup, and even if we would die, we'd only lose like 2-3 minutes. So don't worry, we're gonna red bar bridge here, and we're gonna actually save a lot of time, actually. So by this point, I don't think I ever mentioned it. Hey, did anyone notice we have a Nidoking now? Well, this is like the second reason why Nidoking is such a fast Pokemon to run this whole game with. Because we can get a fully evolved Pokemon. What just happened? Sorry. We can get a fully evolved Pokemon about 24 minutes, 26 minutes into the run. That's insanely fast. Because you see the Pokemon we're fighting right now. We're fighting Pidgeys and Caterpies, and we're walking around with a Nidoking that's super powerful. So, Nidoking is going to make this early to mid-game part very, very fast. Okay, so Sand Attack here is the worst possible outcome, but now we just gotta get lucky. So Sand Attack is very powerful in this game. Instead of just lowering your accuracy by like 1 stage, it actually lowers your accuracy it lowers it from 100% to 66% accurate, which is just an insane drop. So Sand Attack, really good in this game. So if it happens to us, we're just gonna hope that we don't get unlucky, because we can lose a lot of time. Is it possible to do something? Okay, so that's scary. Don't worry. Like I said, I know what I'm doing. There's a couple Pokemon that can quick attack, and that was fine. I knew that he could ooh. Okay, so we're gonna have to heal, and this is super unfortunate. But we would have died if we wouldn't have healed. I was trying to hope that this wouldn't happen. We have a roughly 50% chance to kill this Ekans, and we've gotten really unlucky so far in this run. So I'm not too worried about the time. I more so am hoping that somehow, like, I don't get completely wrecked by RNG. I'm like, why did I level up there? We killed the Pidgey. Normally we level up to 21 right here. And 21's super important. So I'm going to be doing something. We're going to use both rare candies here to get to level 23. And this is one of the last reasons why Nidoking is such a fast Pokemon to do this run with. We're going to learn a move called Thrash literally as soon as we possibly can. Thrash in this game is super good because it's 90 power out of 150. So at this point in the game, that's insanely high. Like, our next strongest move is Horn Attack, and Horn Attack has, don't quote me, but I think it's 65% power. So we got a massive power boost just now. And we are entering the Thrash Zone. You are 100% correct. So, it's super powerful, and another thing about it is it's 100% accurate, so we need to kind of depend on it, because we can't be using moves that are somewhat inaccurate, or we're just gonna be able to never finish runs. We're gonna increase the RNG, like, factor in this game by tenfold, and this game's already full of RNG. We don't want to cause ourselves to lose more time than we have to. So, the third reason why Thrash is such a good move for Pokemon speedrunning is you're going to see it right now. So, at the start of this fight, I'm going to use Thrash, right? And then I'm going to put the controller down, okay? You're right, Alan. I'll get to it in a moment. So, I'm going to put my controller down right now, okay? Controller down. Woo! Notice how it used Thrash for me. So Thrash is a really interesting move. You're locked into Thrash for 3 or 4 turns. And that's really good for speedrunning because we don't have to waste the time to open up the fight menu and pick a move. Every single move, every single turn, it's just going to automatically pick Thrash. And that's going to save so much time over the course of this run. The next thing we're going to do is pick up Charmander here. Charmander, we're basically getting him so he can learn Dig and Cut, and he's my favorite Pokemon, so we're just going to pick him up because he's obviously the best. So, in this game, no move is 100% accurate. We're going to use something so we can make sure we're 100% accurate, but they programmed this game badly. Basically, every single move in this game has a chance to miss. So, they roll a value between 0 and 256 to determine if you hit in this game. And if you hit the highest value of 255, you are not going to hit. It was just a small programming mistake, but that means that every single fight in this game, we can kind of completely get wrecked on. So, oh, wow, we just had it! We just had a Gen 1 miss. Speak of the devil, this is why we don't, talk about Gen 1 misses in the run. This is the best place in the whole run to get a Gen 1 miss. So that was a 1 in 256 chance to happen. As you've seen, Thrash always hits. but we got really unlucky there, and Thrash happened to miss. It's just terrible. I always feel bad when those commercials come up. Aw, I'm sorry, man. But wouldn't you get out of PP if you use the same move all the time, streamer? So, Thrash is also really nice for another reason. Notice how we've only used 4 of them, and we've used it a lot more than 4 times? Every single turn, it only uses it the one time you click it. So it's absolutely great for speedrunning for that other reason, that we don't have to like center or find PP items as long as we're using Thrash. Because running out of Thrash would mean we would have to kill like about 40 to like 60 Pokemon, which would just take so long anyways. Spinner dodging is pure skill. So, what some of the other Pokemon speedrunners in the chat are talking about is other generations of games have things called spinners. They're not in this game, so I'm not going to dwell on them, but they just kind of are trainers that turn in a random direction, right? This game actually intended to have spinners originally. You can kind of tell by, let's see if she'll do this for us. After you fight a trainer, did you see how she turned down as I was walking off screen? That's not really a glitch.
Are you recording my voice right now, or?
They turned off the spinning mechanic in this game, but they left all the code in there. So when a trainer is kind of flagged to fight, they won't turn. But the moment they're
I checked out the Kaiji PS1
they've already been fought, that's when they'll start like turning randomly.
It has
so that's
the art
kind of
style.
The evidence of the spinner
has the art style
mechanic.
from the
they
manga.
just for some reason removed it from the game. Probably because like they realized it was kind of an annoying mechanic, but they somehow brought it back. Why is John talking? I don't know, man. I don't know.
On YouTube, there's a what's
So, at this point of the game, we're just going to be taking our sweet time going to the Pokemon Center. We're going to fight the next gym leader of Misty. So, Misty used to be a very scary gym leader when we were running this game before RNG manipulation. So, this game looked very different in 2015. We couldn't make sure we had like really good Pokemon, so they had to kind of pick a Nidoran, hope it was decent, and just kind of run it with a bunch of random Pokemon. They were all Nidorans, but they had like varying stats, which made playing this game really hard. And basically Misty was the #1 gym leader to get by. It wasn't considered a run until you got past Misty, actually, because she killed so many runs. But now that we have this really good Nido, the RNG Nidoran, it's not as big of a deal. Okay, don't do it. Woo! So we got Supersonic, which is a low accurate move, but we managed to hit through it. So that was really lucky. So we're gonna do our next safety save of the run. Just because, yes, I said Misty's not as bad, but she can still crit and kill us pretty easily. So this is kind of the trend you'll see throughout the game. I'm going to save for most of the gym leaders, and everything else we're going to not save for, because we have a bunch of backup. Is yellow different from red and blue? Yes, but no. So yellow has a couple of things that are unique to it. Like, we start out with Pikachu versus a normal starter, and there's a couple of things they changed. Like, this is for the Game Boy Color, so it's more colorful. But the main thing that is different from like a speedrunning perspective is just the fact that we start with Pikachu. Everything else is pretty similar. There's also a couple like tricks that you can only do in red. But the kind of interesting thing about Yellow is, whoops, I talked to her. Not a big deal. The interesting thing about Yellow is that, in all honesty, they didn't remake a game. They took the code from Red and they edited it to be a unique game. So there's a couple things that are really interesting because of that. If we could go back and re-watch the intro cutscene where like we saw Pikachu appear out of the ball from Professor Oak, you'll notice that it's not Pikachu's cry you hear. It's not the Pikachu. It's Nidorann's cry pitched up by like 2. So they didn't even want to like reprogram the intro, so they just messed around with it a little bit. There's a lot of kind of hacky things that they did to make this game. So it's a different game. And for example, one thing we can do is we can get every single starter in this game. It closely follows the anime, basically. So we're gonna get this TM because we have to. But it's also a super helpful move. We just picked up the TM for Dig. And you'll kind of notice I'm not at the best health, right? We're kind of at lowish health right now. So Surge is going to be a little risky. We're going to save for him. Because I'm all out of potions. And we can't really play around with this. I'm already low on money since we got an extra Pokeball. But it'll be okay. We'll take safety strats. The next gym leader is also kind of a terrifying one. So we're gonna walk through this grass and we're gonna hope to not get an encounter, because we aren't gonna waste our time to go get a repel to walk through that grass. We have access to repels now. The whole reason we need to do RNG manipulation is you can't buy repels until you get to the town where Misty's at. And that's why we need to RNG manip it, because otherwise we'd be getting so many encounters. But when we get repels, the RNG manipulation kind of slows down because we don't need them anymore. We can just repel everything. We have all the Pokemon we need, so we don't have to really worry about it. Except when you fry Misty's bike. Yeah, that's not in this game, sadly. I like the sprite work in this. Yeah, the sprites are really good in my opinion. Red and Blue has some weird sprites. Like, I think Rattata is like a super ugly sprite in Red and Blue, but I think they did a really good job with updating him in Yellow. TBH, I feel like I'm watching a DOI KG video. Not a bad thing. Yeah, I tend to try to explain a lot, especially since this is a marathon. If it gets too much, please let me know. But I'm gonna explain this game as much as I possibly can. I love this game and I've learned a lot about it. And to be honest, there's nothing as like flashy in this game as like running around and like skipping parts of the game, since it's a glitchless category. So a lot of it is just kind of small techniques that like are really cool when you learn to speedrun the game, but as a spectator, they kind of need to be explained. So another reason why we use Nidoking is, I don't know why, but they decided to... I'm sorry everyone, sorry about that. My alerts just won't stop. I've tried to turn them off. 1 second, everyone. So, I'm gonna teach over Lear here. Okay. Why is it doing this? I just have no idea why. Okay, we're good. No, we're not. Okay, give me 1 moment here, guys. Why does this happen? I need to turn off my alerts. Somehow. But it won't stop. No! Okay. Follows. Disable. Okay. Why is it still happening, though? I don't know what's happening. Okay. Give me 1 moment here, guys. Why does it just happen? I turned them off. That's so sad. Sorry, everyone. Give me one moment here. Like, my computer's honestly glitching right now. Okay, so in this fight right now, whoops, we are going to not use Thrash, because if we use Thrash, it's going to be a really bad time for us. Okay. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, so give me one moment here, and then I'll have the audio back, and it should be good now. Okay. Okay, so let's see if that was good. No, it's still going. I have like a glitch, guys. I turned them off, but they won't stop, so give me one moment. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna talk to this guy. Why does this keep happening? I just don't understand. I broke the rules, yeah. Okay, cool. It just literally won't stop, and I don't know why. Yeah, I did turn them off in Streamlabs. I did turn them off in Streamlabs. That's the sad part. That's like what I was trying to figure out. I literally did do this before the run even. Alert. Disable. Save. Yeah, they're just not working. So, we'll try to get audio back up in a moment. I'm sorry again, guys. It's just not stopping. It just glitched out. Okay. Maybe if I do this here. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, I'm making small mistakes because of this. Okay. I'm literally trying everything I can, guys. I'm so sorry. I feel like such a jerk right now. Like, it's constantly playing on my computer. I have nothing open. I have no idea what's happening right now. Okay, so we're gonna teach Dig, and then we're gonna swap up those repels we just bought. And then... Okay, so we're gonna do this. Because I, like, turned them off completely, even before I started streaming, so I have no idea what's happening here. Oh my god, we got God cans in a marathon where my alert won't stop. Okay, so give me, guys, just one moment here. We're gonna save. Okay. I gotta try to figure this out, because I have no idea why this is happening. General settings. Okay, so let's just hope for a good surge fight here. Okay, so that was pretty good. It just won't stop. Okay, that was a good fight. Okay, so I have another idea on how to stop this. So We're having some I'm having technical difficulties, but, okay. Like, I don't know what to do, guys. It's constantly in my ear. And I don't want to annoy everyone. And I have no idea how to stop it. It's so... I just don't have the time to stop it, sadly. I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm trying my best, but... I don't know how I even stopped it the first time, but, like, I have everything off on this computer, and it's still happening. 1 second here. I made a mistake, but it's fine. We're gonna go up here. Okay, so then we're gonna teach over double kick here. And we're gonna hop on the bike. Whoops. And we're gonna go up here and we're gonna use cut. Okay. So give me 1 moment here, guys. I'm gonna do my best to try to figure out what is happening here. We're gonna close that. We're gonna close everything we can. Okay, so it like won't stop. I don't know what it is. It just won't stop, and I don't... Why is this happening? Oh. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna hope here. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna do something really quick. I'm just gonna hope that I can find the program here quick and kill it. Because, so give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna waste time and I'm gonna try to stop this very annoying thing. So give me 1 moment. I really want to get this fixed. Okay. 1 second.
There was an idea to help save the universe from paying too much on their car insurance.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nothing?
Avengers Infinity War in theaters April 27th.
Now, where were we?
Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay, so some interesting things just happened here. We wound up dying because I tried to kill the process. Not a big deal. No one panic. Oh, well, I think we just killed this Venonat. Okay, that's fine though. Don't worry, everyone. We will fix this. Okay, so that may look bad, and it kind of is bad, but I can fix this. So everything should be better. I have no idea what happened. My OBS was the problem. It got looped somehow. So we're going to use this center to revive our Nidoking. And I'm so sorry, everyone, about all the annoyances. But we're back, and it's going to be a clean run from here on out. That was really... I feel really terrible about that. So I'm gonna try to remain positive. And using a repel here is totally fine. Because we're gonna be using repels in this section. So, basically, if we're normally doing this game right now, we would need to go get Flash, right? And to get Flash in this game, we would need to catch 20 Pokemon and go talk to this one guy who's gonna magically give us Flash. And, like, that's just, like, we don't need to deal with that in this game. So, we're going to be running Rock Tunnel completely in the dark. It's gonna be a clean run out. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen here. One interesting thing that happened is when I did die, it was a very low chance of happening, actually. So, like, good but bad luck, I guess, somehow, that we were able to keep going with the run. But, regardless. So, we have to do Rock Tunnel blind, and if you can kind of look around, it's not that big of a deal. It's basically just, we can see the walls, and that's what we need to see. Everything else really doesn't matter. We know where all the trainers are, so as long as we, you still have 1 hour and 10 minutes to do a world record. Gotta get that world record. We have world record in this marathon this morning, actually, with the Toy Story run, the first run of the marathon. Anyways, so I'm gonna be repelling here. And fighting this trainer is intentional. I have to make up some experience. And this trainer is one of the better trainers to fight. So, to all the people who ran yellow, you might be thinking I'm crazy right now. Oh, I should have bubble beamed, but it's fine. You might be thinking I'm crazy right now. But, in fact, we have to fight an extra trainer because I died. And this is faster than trying to find a random encounter, basically. So, this guy's the best one to fight. So I'm going to be fighting him on purpose. So, Juan Liways and Cesar, don't freak out. I meant to do that. Oh, I already repelled, though. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Well, that's not intentional. We're probably going to get random Pokemon now. Let's hope that that is not a major time loss. Normally, I would have repelled at the right tile, so... Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Oh my gosh. Why is this happening? I'm sorry, everyone. I feel terrible, but I have no idea how to fix it right now. Okay. What is happening here? Okay. Okay, so... Not this again. Alright, we're back. I found a workaround, but I have to flash something else for a tiny bit. So, it's OBS. Normally I have more things going on, and for some reason, the browser, like, sources are still running, even though they shouldn't be. So we're gonna get some random encounters here, because I used 2 repels very close to one another. But we're good. We're good. Don't worry. I have no idea why my alerts constantly go off. And then they repeat. If I don't switch to them, they repeat. So, wow, this has been a roller coaster of emotions right now. But, so I've been playing really badly while this has been happening. I apologize so much. I would love to give everyone in this, marathon, a good run. Yeah, I did disable the Streamlabs thing. And, what I would have to do is I have to go to each of my scenes that have that and deleted it. I deleted my alert from my one main one. I think I have 7 scenes that have that alert. I don't know why I have so many scenes, but long story short, I found a workaround. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yeah, I disabled them on my profiles, everything. It's just, for some reason, that alert still goes off. So I have to figure this out in the future. But for now, we have a workaround. We're halfway through the run, roughly. It's gonna be great. And we're basically just giving fuel to the trolls, right? Alright. So at this point in the game, I have a decent Nidoran. He's pretty powerful, but he's kind of starting to get just slightly weaker. So we kind of have to get some better moves for him, because Thrash was the last move he actually learned. So we're going to be teaching Nidoking some moves here, and we're going to be doing the last shopping session of the run. So we're coming up to Celadon City, and if any of you have played this game casually, you might remember that Celadon City is the town with the super big mart in it, and up until this point, we have been really strapped on cash. We've been not buying anything, and we've just been kind of saving all of our money. And the reason why we've done that is we have been saving our money for this one trip. So in order to beat Pokemon, since it's an RPG, we either have to grind a lot to get a powerful Pokemon, or we can use items to become more powerful quickly. And those items in this game are called X items, and they're only sold in this this mart here. So we're gonna go all the way up to the top floor, and we're gonna buy a bunch of items. Is this gotta catch 'em all? No, it's any percent glitchless. Sorry, I was dealing with a lot of random things. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a bunch of X accuracies here. You'll see why they're so powerful here soon, but then we're gonna buy 4 X speeds, 3 X attacks, and then 4 X specials. Then we're gonna go up here, and we are going to buy a soda pop. So we're not gonna drink it or anything. This little girl over here, if you give her a pop here, she's gonna give us an item. TM48 is Rock Slide in this game, and Rock Slide is actually not that good of a move. You're only gonna see it as long as it hits 4 times in this entire run. But we still need it to go as fast as we can. So we're gonna get Rock Slide. We're gonna go talk to this dude. We're gonna get a Pokédoll. That's gonna become very important here shortly. So we got a Pokédoll. We bought the fresh water. We're gonna come down here. We're gonna buy TM7. TM7's Horn Drill, and we're gonna explain Horn Drill in just a bit because it's a super powerful move. Probably the most powerful move we have in this entire... whoa, we can buy more, I forgot. Since we had an extra trainer, we have more money. And once again, the reason we had a hidden extra trainer is because I died trying to deal with a bunch of things. Oh man, I've already had such a roller coaster on this run. But anyways, we're gonna come up here, we're gonna grab the next HM in this game, Fly. So this is why we need that Pidgey. Someone asked me why we need Pidgey before, and I'm going to show you why Pidgey is such a good Pokemon. And, whoa, whoops, never mind. I tried to hop on my bike, but apparently my A didn't go through. Anyways, we're going to talk to this girl, and because we found her, she's going to give us HM2, which is Fly. So now we're going to see one of the biggest menus in the entire game. Whoops. So we're going to teach Fly, which we just got to Pidgey. We're going to go up 3 times, and we're going to go to Horn Drill. And we're going to teach Horn Drill to Nidoking. So this is why Another reason why Nidoking is such a good Pokemon, because he can learn Horn Drill. We're gonna use a Repel, which is weird, right? Like, we're nowhere near grass or anything, but it will become important. We're gonna swap an X Accuracy, because we're gonna use them a lot. Now we're gonna teach Rock Slide. And Rock Slide is only gonna be used 4 times in this whole run, but it's super important. So we're gonna immediately use Fly, and this is why Fly is such a fast move. We literally can hop from one place of the map to another. So if I had a bike back over here, this would take so long. But I'm able to just warp here and go immediately into Pokemon Tower. So this is our rival. You might not recognize him because it's been like years basically. Alright, so this is our first instance of using an X Accuracy. Now, I'm just going to let this moment speak for itself, okay? So I'm going to use Horn Drill over and over again. And look at what happens here. Each of these Pokemon are going to die right away. And the reason that this is happening is the way that Horn Drill works, as long as you're faster than the Pokemon, you will kill them in one shot. But the downside is Horn Drill is only 30% effective. Sorry, like 30% accurate. So it's only gonna hit like roughly 1 in 3 times, which is not high. But if we use an X Accuracy in either Gen 1 or 2, it completely removes all accuracy checks. So now every single move we use is 100% accurate. It even skips all Gen 1 misses. So that little glitch we had earlier on in the game, like, is no longer going to be a problem. So now we're going to go up to the second floor here. And we're going to see why Rock Slide is the move that we get in this run. So there are 4 Ghastlies we have to fight. And Ghastlies, man, they are just an annoying Pokemon to deal with. So Ghastlies have such a high special, which means if we try to use, let's say, Thunderbolt to kill them, it would take about 2. And that wouldn't be that bad. It would be faster than going to get Rock Slide. But what happens is, Ghastly has 2 really annoying moves that can waste a lot of time. It can use Confuse Ray and confuse us, or it can use Lick, and Lick can paralyze us 30% of the time. If we get paralyzed, like, this is just over. Like, we can't really use a lot of our moves. We're gonna lose a lot of time, and we can die to a lot of things that we're not expecting. So I'm gonna be picking up a couple items. They're both elixirs, and what elixirs do are they restore our PP item, our PP of our Pokemon. So that means we can just refill how many times we get to use Horn Drill, Earthquake when we get it later, and a bunch of other moves. So this is why we get Rock Slide. These Ghastlies are super annoying if we try to use a special type move, like Thunderbolt. But if we use Rock Slide, it's a physical type move, and it one-shots these Ghastlies. The downside of Rock Slide is it's only 90% accurate. So there's a 10% chance we can miss Rock Slide and lose so much time, even though we went through like the safety strats here. So we only have 1 more Rock Slide to hit, so let's hope for the best. Alright, is this going to be a good run? Oh, we missed Rock Slide. Good news is we got the one good move that Ghastly can use, Nightshade. So we took some damage here. That's not going to matter. We have to actually use a Pokemon Center here soon anyways. RNG triggered. Trying not to be. I think I'll be okay. So some of you are gonna call this a glitch. That's okay. Just trust me, it's not. So let me talk about why this isn't a glitch. We just did the only sequence break in the whole run. So that ghost there, normally what you're supposed to do is go to a whole nother area and basically clear it out, and you get an item that lets you progress the story by getting past that ghost. But that ghost is a wild Pokemon, technically. So if we can find a way to basically fight him, we can basically avoid doing that side mission where we have to go through this whole very long area. Well, we can attack him, but we can use an item called a Pokédoll. And all a Pokédoll does is, when we're fighting a wild Pokemon, and technically that wild Pokemon is that ghost, we can use it to run away from any fight, and it will mark it as a victory. So that victory part is what allows us to get by. We basically run away from that Pokemon, but it's still flagged as a victory, which sets the flag that we're further in this game than we kind of should be. So it only saves about 6.5 minutes last time I checked how long the other segment takes. It's not like we skip half the game or anything, we're just skipping one tiny little fetch quest basically. So right now we're gonna fly immediately back to Celadon City, another reason why fly is super helpful. And we're gonna use the Pokemon Center. The main reason we're doing it is, yes, we took a little bit of damage, but the more important reason of why we're doing this is we need our PP back for a Horn Drill. Horn Drill can only be used 5 times before we're out of its uses. So we're going to be centering and using some items to make sure our Horn Drill is kind of stocked up for the fights to come. Yay, we remembered the fresh water. So we can talk to this guy here now because we picked up fresh water. And now we can go to kind of a part of the game that the intended way to play is they expect you to go somewhere else before coming here. So we're going to be kind of at a level disadvantage now, whereas before we were at a high level advantage because of just we're only using one Pokemon. But now we're in the spot of the game where we're going to be fighting some really strong Pokemon here. For example, I'm about to fight the last optional trainer in the whole run. This guy has a Machoke. And Machoke is a super powerful Pokemon because he can learn Karate Chop. Karate Chop has a really high crit chance. So we're going to hopefully not see Karate Chop. And like I said, this guy's an optional. Whoops, I accidentally went to run instead of item. That was weird. So we got Leer. Perfect. We RNG manip the Leer. How about let's go with that. So why are we fighting an optional trainer? Well, the whole reason we want to fight this guy is he has literally the best items in the whole game behind him, basically. So I'm going to go over here, and let's see what the first item is. TM26, that's Earthquake. So if any of you have played a Pokemon game, you know how good that is. A rare candy to level up faster, and a Carbos, which makes our Pokemon faster. So I am going to do some things here. We are going to swap the X attacks. We're going to teach Earthquake here. Over Rock Slide. Like I said, we don't really need Rock Slide. It was just for the Ghastlies. So now I'm going to swap HM1 with rare candies, and I'm going to use that Carbos. So we used 2 of those items we got right away. And I could have probably used the rare candies too, but we're not going to worry about that. I'd rather be 100% on my experience. So I'm going to come down and I'm going to fight this trainer here. And the reason why I opened my menu and taught Earthquake is he has an Arbok, which is just a super strong Pokemon. We don't really have a good way of fighting it right now if we didn't learn Earthquake. Earthquake is such a powerful move. I think it's 120 power, 100% accurate. So right now at this stage in the game, it can really do a lot of damage. So anything that we're not going to be horn drilling, we're going to try to earthquake it if we can. So this is just a story item we need to progress the game, and now I'm going to come in here, I'm going to rare candy all the way up to level 36. The reason I use my rare candies there is because this next fight's really kind of annoying. We're gonna fight our rival again, and fighting the rival is just always a pain because he's kind of meant to be like your biggest challenge in the game, right? They didn't want to make him super easy. So he's generally a difficulty spike when you're playing this game casually and have a lot of Pokemon. Well, for the speedrun perspective, remember how I said we came here early even? So we're at a level disadvantage normally, and we only have one Pokemon we can really use. So we're still lower level, and we just leveled up twice. So that's what I mean by this fight is just kind of super dangerous. So we're going to level up just to make this fight super safe. Now that we leveled up, used a Carbos and everything, we're going to be able to sweep his whole team with using horn drills. We're faster than everything. The only thing I'm not going to horn drill is this Kadabra. Kadabra dies to Earthquake 100%, and we're short one horn drill. So that's like generally a scary fight if we were using a different route. But for right now, on the current route we do where we level up before this guy, it's actually a super easy fight. Juanly Ways, if you're in a chat, you know how annoying this fight can be if you're lower level and you use a different older route. So shout out to Juanly Ways. Another good runner. We're tied actually for my spot on the leaderboard. But anyways, back to the game. We're gonna pick up our last Pokemon we need in this entire run, Lapras. We still need a Pokemon that can use Surf because we don't want to teach Surf to Nidoking. We just have more important moves to learn. And we also need a Pokemon that can learn Strength. And for the same reason as we're not going to teach Surf to Nidoking, we're not going to teach Strength to Nidoking either. We already have a Pokemon, technically, that can learn Strength. That's Charmander. But we don't have a Pokemon that can learn Surf yet. So the fact that we still need to learn those two moves, it would be really great if we can find a Pokemon that can learn both of them. And our two options for that, which are really fast in this run, are we could get that Lapras, which you saw me do, or we could get Squirtle from Officer Jenny. Lapras is just slightly faster because Lapras only knows two moves. So when you're teaching both the HMs to it, you don't have to override a move. You can basically just fly through the menu and teach it the moves it needs to know. So Giovanni can actually be a pretty scary fight. Both times we fight him. The first time it's not that bad. But the second time we fight him, he's gonna be way more powerful. And for right now though, it's super easy. So we're gonna be using an X attack. We're gonna be using an X attack to gain some attack here. Perfect. And now we can Earthquake his whole team. The next Pokemon's still gonna be faster than us. There's nothing we can really do about it. So let's just hope we don't get growled. Guard Spec's perfect. So the way that AI works in this game is most of our enemies are random. So they pick a random move. They're basically all equally as likely. Some trainers are a little bit smarter and they'll only use super effective moves. But in this fight, every single time Giovanni has a turn, he has a 25% chance to use Guard Spec over an actual move. And basically, that's just a free turn for us. He's not going to hurt us. It's really nice when that happens. So now that we defeated Giovanni, we're gonna immediately dig out of the building. We're gonna go all the way to the ground floor, and somehow this works. Next thing we're gonna do is open up our menu, hop on our bike, and we're gonna do one more thing before we do a lot of stuff in this game. So here's another menu. Sorry. I'm gonna use a repel. We're gonna come down, we're gonna use an elixir on our Nidoking. I'm gonna use a super potion because we have so many. And then I am going to use a Pokeflute. So, if you're looking at the time right now, you'll probably notice I'm at like 124, an hour and 24 minutes. And my estimate for this game is 210, so you're probably thinking all that time I wasted like messing around with the alerts and trying to get the stream good wasted me a lot of time. Not really. This next part of the game is actually very fast. We're going to be doing one more tiny thing here. Whoops, went one too far. We're going to be doing one tiny thing here. And that's going to the Safari. After the Safari Zone, we're going to be going to gym to gym to gym. So this part of the game is basically going to turn into a massive boss rush mode, where we're going to just roll every single gym and every single gym leader with Nidoking. So we're picking up a couple items that we really want, like the rare candy, and we're going to pick up one more item here. And that's the reason why we have to go to the Safari Zone. We have to go here at some point to get Surf. But why are we doing it right now? Well, in this game, we're limited to how many items we can hold. So our bag has like a limit of how much we can put in it. And that's like a super annoying mechanic if you're playing it casually. But for speedrunning, it's great. Because if your bag is full and someone tries to hand you an item, literally they can't. And they basically just say like, oh, I can't do this, come back later. And that's so much faster than going through the motions of like getting a TM from a gym leader. You know how when you beat a gym leader, like they try to give you an item and they try to tell you how awesome their item is and how much it's going to make your Pokemon better? Well, I don't need any of their items and they're just going to slow me down. So what we're doing here is we're basically filling up our bag with as many items as we possibly can so we can avoid picking up any of the gym leaders' TMs. So this is why we do it in this order. We're going to go fight 2 gym leaders literally back to back. But the first thing I have to do is fill up my bag. So it's just very convenient since we have to come here to do it before we fight any gym leader. Because then I know my bag's going to be filled up completely. I'm going to talk to this guy and he's going to reward me with Surf. The second to last HM we need in this game. And then I'm immediately gonna dig out again. So, I told you I'm gonna go fight 2 gym leaders right in a row. So, if you ever played this game, the like natural thing to do would go fight Erica, right? She's intended to be the 4th gym leader. Well, sorry to tell you guys this, but Erica is actually the 7th gym leader. You guys have just been playing it wrong for all these times. That's why she's so tough. If you've ever played this game and died to Erica, trust me, she's a really hard fight. So we're going to put her off for a while, because we don't have anything that can deal damage to our Pokemon. We will very shortly, but for now, we're going to do the things that we can do. So, remember how I said I'm going to save before every single gym leader? I'm not going to save before this fight. So I'm pretty scared right now because, like I said, every single gym leader in this whole game is like really terrifying. So let's see how this one plays out. So we're gonna use an X accuracy. Oh wow, that's good. She used an X defense. She didn't hit us yet. Oh wow, she used flash. Huh. So I'm kind of just like being dumb, but for whatever reason, she has a level 50 Abra that only knows the move flash. So there's literally no way to take any damage in this fight until you kill Abra. So as long as you don't make a menu mistake, there's nothing that can go wrong in this fight, because we use items to be faster than the Alakazam and to use Horn Drill on Alakazam. And as long as we do that, it's a free fight. So, one more gym leader down. I think I'm on a hot streak. Let's go fight the other gym leader. Okay, so I am going to, again, dig out of another area. And then we're going to immediately fly to Fuchsia City. And we're going to go right back to another gym leader. So, Koga is a pretty scary fight overall. He can cause a lot of issues in a casual run or even a speed run. Koga is probably one of the worst gym leaders because he can waste a lot of our time. So we're going to make sure that we're fully prepared before fighting him, which is why we kind of put him off until we have to fight him. So we're just going to kill a couple trainers we have to in his gym. But I'm going to talk about something I generally am not going to talk about, and that's routing of this game. So, routing of this game is pretty complicated, but there was a runner called TI Kevin 83, and he came up with this slight variation of the strat where you come into this gym higher level, and when you do that, you can use Thrash in this fight. Normally, the old route we'd be a little bit lower level, and we would have to use 3 Earthquakes in this fight. And that is amazing that he came up with a way to use Thrash. It's not because Thrash is a super powerful move. We already talked about that it's a really good move, but we're not going to use Thrash ever again. The reason why being able to use Thrash in that fight is so good is we're able to save 3 Earthquakes. Earthquake only has 10 uses, so by saving 3, we're basically pushing off how long we have to go before we have to use a center or anything else really. So just a small routing trick like that has saved us a bunch of time and made this route even more consistent. So this Hypno is actually a really scary fight. We had a good fight. He can do a lot of damage to us by using Confusion, but we got really lucky. So I'm gonna save before this next fight, because even though we're at full HP, it can still go pretty bad. Alright. So, Koga's Pokemons are all Venonets or Venomoths, and those Pokemon are just generally annoying. Like, Venomoth can learn Sleep Powder, and that's what this Pokemon can do. So we're gonna use an X accuracy, and we got really lucky. If it used Sleep Powder here, it would waste so much time. So we're gonna quick, because we can kill this Venonet, kill it as soon as possible. Then you're going to see me use another item on the next Venonet. And these Venonets are completely different. This Venonet doesn't know Sleep Powder, so it's much nicer to use an item on it because we're really not going to be put to sleep and lose a lot of time. So now that we're through all that, we're able to use our last Horn Drills to kill all the Pokemon. And that's another gym leader down. So we have 3 more to go than the Elite 4. So we still need to get 1 more item in this game. Well, 2 more technically. But the item I'm about to go get is the last HM in the whole game. In order to get to the final Elite Four fights, we need to know strength. So this guy over here will give us strength if we give him his teeth back, because for some reason they popped out at some point. So now we have every HM we need. We don't need Flash, as I mentioned before, so we're just going to immediately fly back home to Mom. So we're in a pretty good position right now. We're almost full health. I'm going to use a potion here just to top off. But we're going to do another menu here. So we're going to repel. We're going to swap our last X item up. We're going to use that potion I was talking about. And now, we never taught Surf, even though we got Surf before. So I'm going to go. I'm going to teach Surf to Lapras, and then I'm going to use my Carbos on my Nidoking. And the reason why I'm doing that is that Carbos kind of helps us in the late game, but the most important part is we're going to need to be able to pick up some items here soon, and my bag's already full. We want it full for the gym leaders, but we're not going to have to fight another gym leader yet until we get this item. So this is the perfect moment to use that item, so now we have an extra slot in our bag. So this mansion has a kind of a really big RNG factor. So the way that repels work in this game, repels keep Pokemon that are lower level away from you. And our Nidoking, perfect example here. So we're level 42, right? Well, that Rattata's level 43. So our repel doesn't keep the Pokemon away, actually. So we can still run into random Pokemon even though we're using a repel. So this adds a bunch of luck into the late game of Pokemon. And Pokemon's already full of RNG. So the fact that we can get really kind of unlucky at the late game, it's like, oh man. Pokemon's a very interesting game to run. I'm glad you're enjoying the commentary, iTower. Once again, everyone, I really apologize for before when my alerts were going off. I have no idea why it was happening. I try to do every precaution, and I just feel terrible that it did happen. So we're going to teach Blizzard over Thrash, because we don't need it anymore, to Nidoking. Why can Nidoking learn Blizzard? I have no idea. They just decided to let Nidoking learn every type of move in the whole game, but he can't learn Dig, and he's part ground type. It's so bizarre to me that they let him learn Water Gun, Bubble Beam, Thunderbolt, Blizzard, and a bunch of other moves, but he can't learn Dig. So we're just going through this part of the game normally. We need one more story item, but we're going to make a quick detour, and we're going to pick up the last rare candy of the run. So that rare candy is going to help us hit an important level before the Elite Four. But for now, we're just going to dig out like we've been doing in the past. And then guess what we're going to immediately do? Fight a gym leader. You know, because that's what we do, right? We're trying to go fast, so all we have to do is fight each gym leader and ignore everything else in this game. So I'm going to hop on my bike and I'm going to go right to Cinnabar Island. And the mechanic of this part of the game is there's these Pokemon quizzes, and you just have to guess the question right. They're always the same questions, so you can just memorize the answers and kind of mash. But the unfortunate part is, if you get these wrong, you really put yourself in a bad spot. So, basically, don't hit the wrong answer. A and B is equivalent to yes or no, so if you're not paying attention, you can answer a question wrong, and you level up early then. You might think it's just a time waste, right? Like, oh, I fought an extra trainer, we wasted time. But in Pokemon, Gen 1, experience is so important, and here's why. So there's a mechanic called badge boosting. We'll kind of explain it here in a moment. I could have explained it earlier, but badge boosting it's a natural glitch in the game, so that's why it's allowed in the glitchless category, because there's basically no way we can avoid it. I'm gonna save for this guy. He's very scary, by the way. So when we beat a gym leader, like Brock, he gave us the attack badge. So the boulder badge increases our Pokemon's attack by like 12.5%, which is great, because that means our Pokemon are naturally more powerful just because we beat a new gym leader. But there's kind of a natural glitch that happens when we use X items. What just happened? That keeps happening. So I'm going to use an X item, okay? So I get the increase to my attack stat. But what I also do is I get an increase in all my other stats. They programmed this game very poorly. So whenever one of your stats changes, it will reapply that 12.5% to the rest of your stats. So let's say I'm in a fight and I use 3 X attacks. Well, that means my speed is gonna get a 37.5% increase. So because this badge boosting natural glitch, we're able to really soup up our Pokemon beyond like the levels you would even think for a speedrun. Now, why did I say experience is really important in this run? Well, there's something that can cancel out the glitch. That's if for whatever reason, the game has to recalculate your stats. And guess when that happens? When you level up. So if we level up at the wrong time, we're gonna lose all those badge boosts. Every single time we level up after we've like gotten a badge boost, we're basically making our Pokemon weaker, which makes no sense because it just leveled up. Is it additive or multiplicative? It compounds, so it's multiplicative. So it applies it, then it reapplies it, then it reapplies it. So it's really good to make your Pokemon super powerful very quickly. So because of that, we're able to kill like every Pokemon in the game just by using like 1 or 2 X items. Because we just get so many stats. So, I taught the move Blizzard when I was in the mansion, right? Blizzard's a super awesome move. You gotta love Blizzard, right? Like, they make great games and everything. I'm joking, but anyways. So, Blizzard is a really powerful ice move, which is going to be very helpful in the Elite Four when we're fighting Lance. But the downside of Blizzard is it's only 90% accurate. So just like Rockslide, we have a 10% chance to miss each of these blizzards, which is quite a bit. And we're going to be using Blizzard a heck of a lot in this run now. So every single time we miss a blizzard, it's just constant time loss, honestly. So, I didn't even mention, we're fighting Erica, the 7th gym leader. The reason why we put her off is I said she's just really strong for the time we find her, and it would be really annoying to try to fight her quickly. But having an ice move makes this fight so much faster, and we don't need to fight Erica until we're trying to get to the Elite Four anyways. So being able to push her off until this late in the game is very helpful. So we're gonna just quickly beat her now that we have Blizzard, and we're gonna immediately fly away to the last gym leader. So we only have about 22-23 minutes of the run left. So a lot's gonna be happening very quickly. Yellow is kind of a famous speedrun game in the Pokemon community because it's kind of considered a really annoying game to speedrun. Especially before RNG manipulation, this was kind of, to some people, the hardest Pokemon game to kind of run and be consistent at. Because the late game is very hard in Yellow. We're going to fight a lot of trainers that can just, they have a certain percentage to kill us. So that was super unlucky. We already had a Blizzard miss. If Blizzard is going to miss, I'm glad it's in this fight. Because we have decent health and I need to heal after this fight anyways. Oh wow, we missed twice. That's really bad. We only have one more Blizzard. What is happening? Okay, Blizzard, please. Thank you. That's totally fine. The fact that we missed Blizzard is not a big deal, because we're about to heal up our Pokemon and we're about to get our PP back. So we just beat this trainer, and we're going to be doing a couple things in this menu. We're going to be, first of all, we're going to be elixiring, restoring our PP. We are going to be, did I pass it? No, wait, hold on. Oh, I did. I was going to use the full restore. My bad. So we're going to be healing up. And then I am going to be using another rare candy. So this kind of seems like a rare candy, random rare candy spot to use it in. But basically the whole strat of using our rare candies are, we want to use them when we're already just leveled up. Because that way we're getting the full value of our rare candies. So I'm going to go down here. We're going to use our first X special in the run, actually. Okay, that's good. And now we're going to use Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Blizzard on these Machokes. So that X special raised our special stat, and now we're able to just one-shot his Pokemon. Restore PP, we did, man. So we're good. This run has been going decently well, minus all the technical issues I had. So, this is the last gym leader we're gonna fight, and to be honest, we have an 18% chance to die. There's nothing I can really do for safety strats, besides saving. So we just have to go in this fight and hope it goes well. So, let's save. I didn't forget saving. If we forgot saving here and died, this would probably be the worst spot in the whole game to do that to. So we saved. So he leads with a Pokemon called Dugtrio. Dugtrio really sucks to fight. He can easily crit us. He has a pretty high crit chance. And if he does, we're just dead. And even if he doesn't crit us and we get like Dig or Earthquake, we're going to be taking a lot of damage. So we want to use an X speed here. Okay, that's perfect. We got the best luck we could. Dugtrio not attacking us is just amazing. So there's nothing that can really go wrong at this point. We're going to use an X accuracy. Oh wow, we got super lucky here. Giovanni is by far the scariest gym leader. I totally agree with you, Max. Alright. So now we're set up to sweep the rest of his Pokemon. So all that's left in this game is we have one rival fight left, and then it's the Elite Four. So this end of the game here is going to be flying by. So there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be happening, and I'm going to be trying to explain it the best that I can. But basically, we're just going to be going as fast as possible. If you might wonder why I'm doing something, basically the quick answer is I'm just trying to go fast. So even to this point in the game, we have a full bag. So he tries to give us the Fisher TM, but we don't need it. We already have Horn Drill. So that's just another example of we already have a full bag, so we get to skip picking up all those items. So I'm going to use a full restore here. We're going to hop on our bike. And then we're going to fight the rival one more time. So this fight can be pretty scary if you're low health. His Sandshrew is still pretty powerful. Sandshrew is probably the biggest problem in the when we're trying to deal with the rival always. But we've gotten much stronger. He can't do that much damage to us by this point. He's gonna be able to one-shot us though in the Elite Four. So our rival kind of cheated and spent a lot of time leveling up his Pokemon. Somehow he's still faster than us though, but we'll try to catch up. So our X accuracy, once again, is going to make all of our blizzards 100% accurate. So that's great when we're able to use blizzards along with X accuracies, because I said the only downside of blizzard is that they have a chance to miss. So if we use our blizzard, as long as we route in blizzard into a lot of fights where we use X accuracies, it winds up just saving us time. There's another option we could have used where we could have gotten Ice Beam, which is 100% accurate but less powerful, and that's kind of like the safer strat because you don't have to deal with blizzards missing. So we only have Elite Four left. There is one more really big RNG like potential time loss, and that is Victory Road. We can get random encounters in Victory Road still for the same reason we got a random Rattata in Mansion. There's just Onyxes that are higher level than us. So I'm gonna hop on my bike here, and then we're gonna be going through something that you don't see in other Pokemon games, but I really enjoy. So, because we have all the gyms, we're able to kind of progress through these checkpoints, and no other Pokemon game does this. It was exclusive for the first Pokemon game, because there was really no reason to come here unless you had all the gym badges. But it's just a nice touch. You can kind of see that like each gym you took is like progressing you to their goal. It also has like the best music of the entire game, I feel. I love the track for Victory Road. Okay, so we're gonna use a repel, which looks super odd, but we have 3 more repels and we're gonna use them almost perfectly to get through Victory Road here. So we're not gonna fight any more trainers besides the Elite Four, but there is one mechanic we haven't used in this game yet that we still have to use, and that is called Strength. So the really only forced use of strength in the whole game is you need to we need to push boulders here with strength. YOLO drill. We're not gonna YOLO drill in this run. Sorry guys. In the future we will definitely YOLO drill more, but for now we're gonna be doing a boulder pushing puzzle. That was good. That was really good. Alright, so we're going to use a repel here. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to use strength. That was really good, actually. Whoops, we took an extra step. That kind of matters. We'll have the chance to have bad luck, but you'll just kind of see. So we're just kind of going through this point, pushing some boulders. I'll be doing a trick here soon that's kind of cool. So the late game is going to be really fast pushed, and I'm not going to want to take up too much time of the marathon to do thank yous or explanations or anything. So first of all, this is kind of my best point to thank everyone who's worked on this marathon for planning it. I'm really enjoying running it. This is actually my first marathon, and it's been a blast to just kind of do this run and kind of be a part of like a bigger speed thing than just doing my runs like on my channel. So I really appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you to everyone from the Pokemon speedrunning community who stopped by. I've seen a lot of names that I recognize, and they knew I was doing this run. So support from people in your own community is just awesome to see. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for that. So also, please check out more of this marathon as it goes, and consider donating. Like they've kind of said, all proceeds go to the Shriners Hospital for Children, so please consider donating if you can. So I may be doing a trick here. It's called Swag Boulder, if I can get it. That's Swag Boulder. So basically when you're pushing this boulder, you can turn like frame perfectly, and you will then like move the particle effect over to the side. YOLO swag. I'm actually a lizard person? Wow, I did not know that. Okay. Whoops, I hit it twice for some reason. Okay. So we deposit the rest of our Pokemon because we don't need them at this point in the game, and they're gonna cost us time in the end when we finish the game if they're in our party, because everyone in our party is like entered into the Hall of Fame. So we're gonna buy a bunch of full restores here for safety, probably more than I need to, but bye. Yeah, they did their job. They were very helpful. And then I'm gonna save here, since I am terrified of Lorelei. So there's basically 6 fights in the late game, starting with Blaine, where you just have a certain percentage to die, and there's nothing we can do to change it. So there's 6 fights. It's Blaine, then Giovanni, and then Lorelei here. We just have a certain % chance to die to Lorelei. It's pretty bad, actually. So I'm going to be using an X accuracy here to sweep her team, and we got kind of the worst luck. We got damage, which is bad, but not the end of the world. So this is exactly why Nidoking is the best Pokemon. Just look at this. We're in the Elite Four. We've only used 1 Pokemon. We're only level 49. And look what this guy can do. We're fighting 54 level Slowbros and everything. And he's just going through this whole gym. Not gym. He's going through this whole fight like each Pokemon's butter. It's just insane that we can route the game this precisely. Alright, so that is 1 of 3 down. So, I'm gonna heal in this next fight because we have to elixir anyways. So I'm gonna full restore. And then we're gonna elixir. So, Bruno has fighting Pokemon. They're just 5 fighting Pokemon, but he also has Onyxes. For whatever reason, he not only has fighting Pokemon, his thing is he has 2 Onyxes. So right at the start here, we're going to use another X accuracy, because we're going to Blizzard 2 of the Onyxes, and we're going to Horn Drill everything else. So we're level 50, that's super important. So our experience really matters right now. So we were level 50 there, and now we're just going to be able to steamroll the rest of his Pokemon, kind of using the exact same technique we did in Lorelei. And good, we didn't make any mistakes. So, Bruno's down. We have 2 more to go. So let's get this speedrun going. So, this next fight, we're actually going to do something kind of weird. We're going to open up our menu, and we're going to use our final rare candy. The reason why we do this is, and this is fairly new, This game has been changed a lot in the past couple months, actually. This is a new route that was developed in a race, actually, that me and a couple of other runners were a part of. Pokeguy T.I. Kevin started thinking of a different way to run this game, and it wound up being much safer, but about the same time. So you're kind of seeing the latest and greatest route that's only been about a month old now. So we rare candied there, so we would be faster than oh, that is so good. Okay, so we're gonna blizzard this. So we'd be faster than the what's it called, the Gengar, because that Gengar can use moves like substitute and just waste a lot of our time. So that's just a really annoying Pokemon to like lead off this Elite Four fight with. So before, when we were lower level, we just have to deal with the fact that she could waste her time a lot of time. But with the new route and leveling up to 52 there by getting an extra rare candy, we actually can do this fight the same speed without her trolling us. I'm gonna go take a nap. Well, hey, CMR, go get some sleep. Good luck on your runs later, man. Okay, we're gonna go. So we're currently at 2 hours, and we have 2 more fights to go. So I am going to I have so many full restores. We're gonna use it for 19 HP, and then we're gonna save. So Lance can obviously be like a very annoying fight. He's got some really annoying Pokemon. He has a Gyarados, and the other annoying Pokemon is a Dragonite. If we didn't get, for example, Blizzard, dealing with that Dragonite would be really annoying. We would have to find a different ice move, like Ice Beam, to try to kill it. But we got Blizzard, and we're going to be using an X special here. Gyarados is going to use Hydro Pump 100% of the time. It has a 16% chance to crit us. So we have a 16% chance to just die there. Alright? We didn't die, which is good. So we're going to use Thunderbolt, alright? And that's going to kill the Gyarados. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use that full restore. Because we're doing marathon safety. We don't want to die here. So, it used Hyper Beam, which is absolutely perfect for us. So we're going to use the X attack we still have. And it must recharge, so we're going to use Earthquake here. Not as good as this one, though. They're both really interesting routes. They're both still run today. People just prefer one or the other. Are we about to fight Dracula or something? In some ways, yes. This route is by far the most efficient. I really love what this game has turned into with routing. It's just amazing. Because Pokemon is more of the strategy game. Since we don't allow glitches, there's a lot of the time save all comes from strategies and performing little parts correctly. So that's a really cool part, that if we develop a new route, we can save 50 seconds on world record. And I still think there's a lot of potential for this game to go even faster. World record for this game is 1 hour and 54 minutes and some seconds. I think it's 17. Anyways, so I'm going to use a full restore just to go to full health here, and we're going to save before the final fight. So my PB, my PB for this game is a 159.15. So we're a little bit behind, like my PB, but this is why I kind of had a high estimate. Pokemon can be really RNG heavy, and this overall was actually a pretty good run for a marathon. We didn't get like super bad RNG on fights. We didn't die besides the one time, so I'm really happy with how this run is going. So we can still die though. So this Sand Shrew, if it Earthquake crits us, we're dead. So we can go all the way to end this game, put roughly 2 hours of your life into this game, get to this fight, and die. And it's happened to me quite a few times, actually. So that's good. And now we have to hit a blizzard. So, after we survive the non-critical attack, we have a 10% chance to die. And that's just so unfortunate. So we're basically home free now, unless we Gen 1 miss this earthquake. So, from this point on, this run is completely free. So once again, thank you to the organizers of this marathon. I had a blast. Thank you for having me. This has been really fun. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but beating Pokemon in about 2 hours and 6 minutes, not bad for a marathon. I remember dying to this guy's 2 hours, and then it's just gone. I was waiting for the Gen 1 miss. That would be insane, and I wouldn't even be that upset, because obviously we saved. I'm glad nothing like terrible happened with RNG. That wasted me a lot of time. A lot of stuff kind of went wrong, and we got kind of unlucky, but I played around it decently well, and I'm really happy. I really hope you guys enjoyed the run. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary and all that. Looks like we're gonna roughly end with a low 206, unless I mash really well. Well, no, it might be a 205, which is actually really good for a marathon. A 205 is kind of what you want for a marathon with bad luck, and we had some pretty bad luck at some points. Thank you guys so much for the congratulations and stuff. So I wanted to look up I was gonna pitch the next run, but I actually can't because I closed everything trying to shut everything off. So let me try to pull that up here, because I want to pitch the next run, whatever that is. So the next run is Gek2 Enter the Gecko by Crash 6351. So please go. Oh, time is gonna be up here in a moment. I'm gonna say it. So it's after it goes all to white. So time is about now. And that's Pokemon Yellow. So yeah, as I was saying, the next game is Gek2 Enter the Gecko by Crash 6351. So please check out this run. Thank you guys again for having me. This was a blast. So was it 159? No, 202 in game time. Yeah, which is pretty good. So thank you guys. This has been a blast. And as long as the next run is ready, I hope you guys have a great rest of your guys' marathon. Take care. Bye.